Hi, welcome to another edition of the Alan Rosenberg Show. So this video is suggested by one of my subscribers, and apparently it's going on somewhere. I think maybe Twitter or X but I don't know, because I don't Twitter or tweet or twit or whatever the heck it is. I don't do it. But he said this is, a lot of people are doing these, and it's a really good concept. So thank you for that suggestion. And what it is, it's first, last, best, worst, loudest concerts. So what you see here is no CDs. I actually have, as you probably know if you're a subscriber, huge archives. And I have the ticket stubs and original advertisements and reviews from the newspapers of just about all the concerts I've ever been to, which is hundreds. So this is kind of a cool video. So these are some of my scrapbooks that have the ticket stubs, and it gives you a little tiny glimpse into another whole aspect of my archives. So what was the first concert I ever went to? Well, that's going to be on the very first page here. And my sister took me on June 26th, 1975 to see the Rolling Stones, a tour of the Americas. And there's the original button. I do have the program and the poster framed and hang it up. June 26, 1975, the Rolling Stones at Madison Square Garden. I was 12 years old, and I was already a huge Stones fan. Trust me, even though I was only 12, I already had a bunch of their albums. Had Goat Said Soup, It's Only Rock and Roll, which was the new era albums at that time. It came out in 73 and 74, but I knew their catalog up to that point really well. So what can I say? It was all downhill after seeing the Stones at the Madison Square Garden as your first concert. But that was obviously an incredible, incredible experience. So let's put that over here for now. Now, what was the most recent concert? Well, if you're watching my videos, you'll know, because I just came back from Las Vegas. So the last concert that I saw was U2. And that was at the Sphere. So there it is. Unfortunately, we don't get ticket stubs anymore, which really pisses me off. But there it is. Sorry for the glare. U2, Octung Baby at Las Vegas, the Sphere. That was December 13th, 2023. I did a whole video including 92 pictures in 10 minutes if you want to check it out. And it was beyond incredible, that's for sure. So Octung Baby and more. So that was, we would call that last. First was the Stones, last was U2. What else we got here? So let's do best. That's going to be tough because I've seen so many incredible concerts and they're really different. I would honestly tell you that U2 at the Sphere is way the heck up there. If it's not the best show, it's probably the best entertainment show I've ever seen. I mean, it had the greatest sound I've ever heard at a live concert. The visuals were incredible. The band was incredible. The set list was incredible. It really is like the best concert ever. But there's certainly been others that are spectacular. I'm a huge Rolling Stones fan. As you know, that was my first show. I've seen the Stones countless times on just about all their tours since '75. But there is another one Stone show that really stands out, probably the most fun show I've ever seen. And flew out to Las Vegas, met my best friend out there, and that was the Rolling Stones 1999 No Security Tour. And I live on Long Island, but met him in Las Vegas and saw the Stones. If you could see that. Saw the Stones, that was April 16th, 1999, at the MGM Grand. Sugar Ray was the opening act. As all this memorabilia is sliding all over the place. That was the original newspaper ad, and there's the ticket stub. How much was the tickets? Can't really make it out. $88, I think it was, or something like that. Which is a huge amount of money at that time. The set list was amazing. They had the B stage, and I'll never forget it. Me and my best friend, we went down to the floor to the B stage. and they did 3 songs on the B stage, which was Route 66, Get Off of My Cloud, and Midnight Rambler at the B stage, and we were right there. And when I tell you, we were jumping up and down, going crazy with everybody. It was an extraordinary concert. That certainly would also be a favorite, along with the U2 show, at the Sphere. So that's the best, let's say. There'll be some other runner-ups. Maybe I'll show you afterwards. What would be the worst? Well, I haven't seen too many concerts that were really bad. But there's a couple that were kind of bad. And one of them was certainly the one that I thought of right away amongst the worst concerts I ever saw was definitely Bob Dylan. I've seen Bob Dylan a couple times. I am a huge Bob Dylan fan. So before you go, oh, blah, 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 I have like 90 Bob Dylan albums. I have almost all of his albums, and I listen to him a lot, and I love him. But I got to tell you, he is just not that great live. And certainly when I saw him on July 27th in 2013 at Jones Beach Theater in New York, he was pretty awful. He had a great band, but he has no interaction with the audience. It's a pretty sizable place. Jones Beach holds probably about 13,000 or so. No interaction with the audience, no dialogue, no real interaction with the band. And, the old story is true. He just plays what he wants to play, and that's fine. I respect that, but you don't even know what he's playing. I know every Bob Dylan song because I have all of his albums and I know them. When he was playing live, I couldn't even tell you what song it was. I remember, I was like, nobody knew what song he was. And I will tell you that before the end of the show, a good section of the audience left because it was just not good. I was like, oh, Tangled Up in Blue, because I heard him all of a sudden say Tangled Up in Blue. But before that, I had no idea he was playing it. I respect that he does what he wants to do, but I'll never see him again. I've seen him a bunch, and I had enough. It was an interesting show because he had Beck and Wilco come out, and Sean Lennon and Cibo Matto played as well. So, regardless, fairly dreadful show, got to be honest with you. I was not happy with it. That's the worst show. What was the loudest show? Well, I can tell you that one. That's an easy one to remember because it was painful. And that was at Westbury Music Fair on Long Island, if you could see that. And we went to a Thanksgiving rock party, it says. Blue Oyster Cult, Nazareth, Uriah Heep, and Wishbone Ash at Westbury Music Fair. And tickets were a whopping $22.50. That was on Friday, November 26, 1993. And Blue Oyster Cult was the headliner. They were so loud that it was absolutely painful. And my wife was pregnant with my son at that time. We actually had to leave the concert. I'll never forget it. It actually physically hurt. Every time the bass or the kick drum kicked in, it was right against your chest. You felt like you were getting heart palpitations. Your head was ringing. And we actually left. My wife thought she was going to be forced to give birth there. So we pulled out, and we missed the end of Blue Oyster Cult. So yeah, that would be the loudest. So the first show was the Stones, Madison Square Garden. You saw that. Last show, U2 at the Sphere. Best show, Stones in Vegas, U2, the Sphere. There's some other ones I'll show you. Worst show was definitely Dylan at Jones Beach. Now, there's a couple of other shows that were not that great as well. I went to see, speaking of Jones Beach, I'm really not a fan of that place. And I saw Van Halen on the reunion with David Lee Roth with special guest Kenny Wayne Shepherd, if you could see that. And I just left that show thinking, man, they just were not all that good. Sound wasn't that good. I'm not a huge Van Halen fan, even though I have all the albums with David Lee Roth. But I was just really disappointed with that show. I just thought it wasn't bad. It was just nothing with nothing. Another show that I remember that wasn't all that good was April 6, 2017. And that was the Nassau Coliseum on Long Island, Stevie Nicks. Now, Stevie Nicks, that was one of the first times Stevie Nicks was really headlining major arenas. Didn't know she could pull it off. She had a fabulous band. And there it is as it's falling apart. Stevie Nicks with special guest, The Pretenders. April 6, 2017. I'm a huge Pretenders fan. I saw The Pretenders tons of times. The original Pretenders. I was really a fan of that band from the get-go. I thought The Pretenders were so much better than Stevie Nicks that it was not even funny. And the biggest problem with that show, my wife was saying it also when we saw that show, she didn't shut up. It was like people were yelling, shut up. She would just talk for like 10 minutes and then play a song and then talk for 5 minutes, and it just had no momentum. Killer band. Her voice was good. She played a good set list, but that was definitely one of the worst shows as well. Some other runners-up of some really great shows that I could remember that were real special. And they tend to be at the beginning of my concert-going career. I've seen like pretty much like anybody you could think of pretty much. But, you know, I could mention all of these shows. They're all really special and great, great shows. But let's see. You know, I'm a huge fan of the Kinks. And I remember the very first time I saw the Kinks, and they headlined at this one right here. So this is what it looked like back in the day. So there's the Who. I've seen the Who a ton of times. They're always great. But that Kinks one right there, with Ian Hunter and Mick Ronson as the opening band. And that was at the Nassau Coliseum, July 27, 1979. Me and my best friend Mike went to see that. And we had 10th row center at the Nassau Coliseum. That was my first time I ever saw the band. And that was the low budget tour. And they were just on fire. And that was great. Patti Smith at the Calderone. Oh, that was a great one. The Who, of course, always great. This was a special one. I'm a big early Genesis fan. Not a huge. This is when I really Genesis towards the end when I really loved them. But that was 10th row, 9th row, Madison Square Garden for the Duke tour. That was great. This was a historic show. This was the original Pretenders with Chris Spedding. Opening band was the Sir Douglas Quintet. The Dr. Pepper Central Park Music Festival at the Woolman Rink. $5 was the ticket. You could see it right there. That was the very last concert ever in Central Park, and the Pretenders were just extraordinary. So that was right when they first came out, and I saw the Pretenders many other times, the original band. Here's another King show, 1980, Nassau Coliseum with John Cougar as the opening band. Played 7 encores, it says. What was the ticket price on that one? $9. So that was another great show. That was give the people what they want. Tom Petty, always great, and Wishbone Ash. God, I've seen him a million times. And let's do one more. This was a really special concert. The concert in Central Park, Simon and Garfunkel reunion. That was September 19th, 1981, with 500,000 people. I was in college. We left college, went there overnight, and got pretty decent close-up seats for that one. And that was just amazing. That's on Laserdisc and video and a live album, but I was there. And I've seen the Stones. Here's the Stones 81 and Steel Wheels 89. And I've seen the Stones so many times, and obviously they're always great. So there you go. Some of my concert highlights. Hope you enjoyed that. First, last, best, worst, loudest, Blue Oyster Cult. Let me know some of your concert going experiences. Let me know if you like this. Let me know if you're interested in me showing my archives. You know, I have like hundreds of concert programs that you get at the concerts. I buy them. And I've never shown those, I don't think. So I don't know if anybody's got interest in this stuff. But if you like that stuff, let me know. And if you're new to my channel, hit subscribe so you get notification of my new videos. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Thanks for watching and tuning in. And if I don't speak to you, what are we on, Wednesday? Yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and I'll see you next time.